Sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Geminis starting today, the 30th of June, 2024. I hope you had a happy birthday, by the way, all you Sun and Geminis. Thanks so much for joining us. We are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. My name is Ariel Gatoga, and on YouTube, the moderators today are the lovely Shirley and the lovely Honeypaw, and on Twitch, the lovely moderator is the lovely Deline. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you, Geminis and friends of Geminis, for joining us today for this reading. I'm reading with the Stone Marseille Tarot deck today, and I've already purified with this Panier des Sens Vervain. You can find the link to the perfume in the video description of this video on YouTube, but the deck is no longer available. But I did put a link to some other lovely Marseille decks that you might enjoy in that video description. If you're watching this on a restream on YouTube and you don't want to watch the shuffling, you can always use the timestamps in the video description to get right to the reading. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us. If this does go out, just sorry, I can't seem to get my words today. That's okay. We'll try that again. If this doesn't seem like it's making any sense to you, it's possibly not meant for you, because remember, this does go out to a lot of Geminis. So if that's the case, just disregard the reading. Don't try to force it. Instead, you may want to check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs, and also remember that we have a daily reading for all signs every day, Wednesday through Sunday. We are off on Mondays and Tuesdays. We do have, we do have a shop at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. That's a lot of affiliate links, which means we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Our new shop should be launching soon. We'll let you know when that's ready to launch. If you'd like to donate, you can go to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation. This again. We appreciate your support, and mostly we appreciate you, Gemini, for being here for this 2-week reading. I think I got all these cards facing the right way finally. All right, let's just give this deck a nice clean cut and see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Geminis. Ah! Stop it. Here we go. Emperor. So what is this? The 8 of Swords and the Page of Cups. Well, it's a good reading for you. It's just that you don't realize it. I guess you're obsessing over something. See, your mind is pretty amazing. You know, the Gemini mind is something that's very amazing. There's every sign has its amazingness, and yours is your mind. But when you use your mind against yourself, you forget to look and see the truth about what's really happening. And that's what's happening right now if you're not careful, that you start obsessing over things that don't matter. And you don't want to do that. If you're going to obsess, even though I don't think obsessing is usually quite a good thing to do, but if you have to obsess, at least obsess over things that are important and that really do matter. But you see, it's hard to understand what matters when you're going into obsessive thinking, because the ego rules obsessive thinking, and the ego never knows what really matters, although it can convince us it does. So when you notice that you're obsessing, don't feel bad about it. Don't say, "Oh no." Don't be mean to yourself about that. It's just something that happens. It happens to all of us. Just notice it and shut it down. One way to shut it down is by using the off switch technique. You can find that on YouTube by just searching Gatoga off switch. It's a very, very short video. You can learn it in just a couple of minutes. You can learn the technique in a couple of minutes and use it over and over again. Because you don't want to put your power on the back burner because your mind is being used by your ego to obsess over things that basically are wasting your time. You don't want to waste any time right now. There's so much good going on. This Emperor card is talking about how much power you have, how much influence you have. And it's a lot. You have a lot of power and a lot of influence. And if you are allowing your mind to waste time, you're wasting your power. You're draining your power even. So let's shut that down. And instead, what you want to do is use your mind to listen to the good news that's available to you right now. And there's a lot of good news. And no wonder the ego wants you to obsess over things that aren't important, because it doesn't want you to hear good news. If you hear the good news, then you're not going to listen to it, right? And that's what all the ego cares about, is that you listen to it so that you can follow its path of nothingness, down into lots of time wasting and distractions and delays and things like that. It has nothing good for you. It has nothing to offer you other than its own silliness. So when you can shut that obsessive thinking down, you can listen instead to that inner guide that you have. We all have within us. And that inner guide has so much good news for you. Like a never-ending fountain of good news for you. And so when you can turn on the good news and turn on your power and turn off the obsessive thinking, Gemini's unstoppable. Unstoppable. And see, the ego knows that you're unstoppable. That's why it's trying to waste your time. It's not stupid. The ego's not stupid. It's just insane. There's a difference. There's a page of wands, judgment card, and this gorgeous, gorgeous lover's card. This is your card too. This is your card. So you're in your power. Like we already knew that. We knew that when we saw the Emperor card. You're in your power. And so just like I said, if you notice that you're wasting time or you're obsessing over things, assume that if you're obsessing over something that it's not important. Even though it may seem important, it's not if you're obsessing over it. Nothing's that important to obsess over. What you want to do instead is shut that down and turn instead to your good, which is pouring into you. All of this judgment card is all about the blessings that are pouring into your life right now. And the obsessive thinking is a type of sleep. And you see these guys here are waking up from the sleep of death. In their graves. We are like the walking dead here. And when we're obsessing over things that in our mind, we may as well be zombies because we're not awake. We're thinking of things that don't matter. Instead, it's saying, let that angel wake you up with that trumpet and say, wake up, Gemini, wake up to your good. It's not wake up and smell the coffee as if something's bad. It's wake up and smell the coffee because everything's good. And there's a lot of good. And there's a lot of good news. And anything that's distracting you from that good news is something that you want to shut down. Shut down. Now, there's going to be some decisions and choices that you need to make. You don't want to make decisions and choices when you're in this state of obsessive thinking. You want to shut that down and call upon that inner guide instead. And say, guide me. You see how this is? This angel's up there, very specifically pointing at a target. And these people are looking everywhere but where the arrow is pointing. Because why? They're obsessing over something else. They're obsessing over things that don't matter. And the angel is saying, wait a minute, it's here. It's here. It's here. So you think of this, don't think of these as people. Think of these as different parts of your own mind that need to come together and be focused on a common good, which is exactly what's happening for you. Now, here, this page of wands, we've got two pages here. They are wonderful pages to work in connection with each other. And I love how they're facing each other because that means that they are cooperating. And so this is pages are how you learn, how you process information, and how you process news. So how you're processing the good news that the universe is bringing you, and how you're learning new skills, how you're learning new ideas, how you're allowing yourself to be open and receptive to new ideas. And you see, when you're open and receptive to new ideas and the ego catches wind that you're open and receptive to new ideas, it says, don't you want to obsess over this other thing that doesn't matter? Wouldn't that be a better use of your time? So you just want to notice when you fall into that trap, it's easy to do, and just shut it down. Okay, so now this is the star here, I think, for you. Well, it's all star. This is a beautiful reading, Gemini. It's just a beautiful reading. This Emperor card is a representation of, like I said, your power and your authority. There's two power and authority cards in the trumps. One is the Emperor and the other is the Pope. The Emperor is your power and your authority as a soul over your own life. And whereas the Pope is what appeared to be authority figures outside of you. Okay, so this is the inner authority. This is the real one. You own your empire. Your empire is every aspect of your life. And just because you're the empire doesn't guarantee you success. I mean, you can look in history and see all kinds of different emperors. Some of them were very successful, but some of them sucked. And you don't want to be a sucky emperor. You want to be a great emperor. And how do you be a great emperor? By allowing yourself to be guided. You see, some emperors surrounded themselves with really, really bad advisors, and some surrounded themselves with really, really good advisors. These obsessive thoughts, bad advisors. These thoughts, where you're listening to your inner guide, good advisors. You'll know what you're listening to by how you feel. If you're listening to the advice and it feels exciting, wonderful, and peaceful, and just absolutely fabulous, like good news, you know you're listening to the right guide. If you're listening to something that's churning and making you upset maybe, or at the very least, not making you feel peaceful and happy, you know you're listening to the wrong guide. It's really that simple. And you can just ask yourself, what am I being motivated from right now? What's motivating me? Am I motivated by something that feels like I have to go, make a choice? Or am I motivated by something that feels like, oh, isn't that amazing? Wouldn't that be wonderful if? I love this idea, which thing? Where's my motivation coming from? You want to be motivated by spirit, not by ego. And I think that you are going to be, because I have one little indicator of an ego and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 indicators of spirit. And they're really beautiful indicators of spirit. It's just that your mind is so powerful and so active that that you want to make sure that you realize that. You want to make sure that you understand, yes, my mind is active. My mind is amazing. My mind is very powerful. And therefore, it also needs a lot of care and training. Extra care and training. It's just like when somebody goes to a voice teacher and they've got this big voice. Well, yeah, you've got a big voice, but a big voice is sometimes harder to train, right? Sometimes when you have, like a big muscly guy that's coming into the gym, yeah, you're big and muscly, but that's harder sometimes to train. It's harder to understand. It's easier if you've got small little things to train, but you've got a big mind. You've got a complex mind. So it does take more care, and you've got to recognize that if you're noticing that your mind is undisciplined and easily obsessed, that it's up to you to call upon that help that you need to shut that down and to get back on track to being the emperor, being the power, waking up to your good, listening to the good news, listening to your inner guidance, and recognizing that you are open to new ideas about how to make things work in your life. And when you're open and receptive to those new ideas from spirit, you are unstoppable. You really are unstoppable. So it's a beautiful, beautiful couple weeks for you. Just get that mind under control a little bit, and all will be well. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me, and thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Shirley, Honeypaw, and Dalene. And we'll see everybody, we'll see all you Geminis in another couple weeks. Until then, blessed be.